we we see, I see, and I can tell you it's true, a tremendous amount of advancement. Now, the job is to my job, I feel, is to help you understand that this is a positive thing. And people rail that one person's in control, but there was always someone in control before, and that was a fallen demon named Marduk. I would call him Satan, Sataniel, um, a sixth dimensional being that could interact and affect things. So um, that whole system throughout the galaxy is being dismantled. And I've told you a bunch of stuff, and just know that, let's just say, if you were to go back, you would sit there and just, holy smokes, you'd say, you would be very difficult for you to um, absorb it all in once and how much she's done. And sometimes she digresses, and I'll say for sure some of the things she says are absolutely incorrect, but let's say, you know, 0.03% is incorrect or something. But when it comes to what she's doing and her actions in the quantum system, some of her descriptions are sometimes uh, difficult for even metaphysicians to gather, because some of it's we never heard of. But if she's sufficiently clear, there's a lot of explanations that make a lot of sense uh, to people, I'll say, who have self-initiated themselves into understanding interdimensionality, other realities, and other beings in the universe that are about to make themselves openly known again. And so I'm going to leave you with Kim Goggen's at a really strong point here. We may soon hear publicly about the key integrated military system and the key integrated monetary system. The bad guys are very upset. They kept thinking they're going to get their final bloodbath. And who knows, there may be limited elements of that. But mankind, if you choose not to partake in these things, it'll get better. So I'm going to end it that ground command is positioned well. Uh, one of the things that Thomas told me, he said, look, people want it now, and they're not willing to wait or understand. And Kim can't just start giving money to everyone. Oh, I want to build a healing center. Okay, here's $5 million. Go. No, it's going to be in a submission like a regular building. We're going to recreate how money is distributed by fulfilling projects. Anyone can apply. You want to apply to create sustainable living for your home and your family, you there will be certain loans given for certain people to build homes and shelter. There's a need for food, shelter, and clothing. There is a need for an equitable distribution of the earth's resources amongst its people without regard to class, power, religion, uh, or control. And the people who are making billions of dollars while other ones in India don't make $1 a day, that has to stop. By thunder. And I think it's just going to happen um, by a system that will not allow that type of disparity to happen, and that money can be distributed so that people can have a better life for themselves and to restore the planet. So if they had billions of dollars for war, as I mentioned, they certainly have money to for healing, with liberty and justice for all. And you look at how the schools are done by the tax base, and you go into the poorest, some of the black cities projects. That's not fair. The unfortunate financial conditions in there are so desperate and destitute, um, and fatherless children, and other things that have been pushed upon them, like drugs. The CIA used the gangs to for the drugs, and that became their business, and they were desperate. And many people in other races and other areas have all been influenced by these corruptions of of doing bad things for money. So if everyone had all the latest equipment, and schooling is not such a programming, but it become new ways of learning. I mean, my God, have you ever seen the Chinese and the Japanese videos? The kids are 4 years old and they're double dribbling and doing stuff with the hand-mind coordination. I mean, in China, some of them are like the kids are like, they're kung fu masters at 6. They're going through intense disciplines and rigorous training and advanced mind-body coordination, which is this is a scientific light body awareness system. There's many of them, but we're kind of kept dumbed down in the Western world. And our genius is not celebrated. It's either, bought, stolen, or corrupted and controlled. So this has to change. And we hold on to ideas like democracy. Well, yes, we want that. But when the system is rigged and there's only two choices and they have a voting machine, that's it. We don't need to be voting on what happens throughout the world. We vote on our local area. I believe we'll be switching to a world trust. And this world trust will be under like a billion, all the gold in the world under a cookie glass thing that no one can touch, but everyone can use as an asset. And it can be, if it does something good for the system, it doesn't have to be repaid. So if you're hiring people to build houses for homeless people, and they don't have to be wretched hovels or project-like buildings, we can create entire new societal infrastructure. So I'm laying out a lot of stuff here, and I'm going to probably break this into parts. But you have um, you have guilds. We can have an electrical guild, and that electrical guild can be learning about more advanced electricity, of free energy, of wireless energy that's harvested by an antenna. And these non-harmful energies, this is a whole new science that's going to be developed very rapidly in the next 50 or 60 years. We're going to understand the frequencies of the body and how manipulation of the aura through electromagnetism, through scalar waves, through sound, light, and color, and reading the body to restore the DNA to its original pristine condition. This is a technology known as the frill that was discovered 18 million years ago in a period we call the Syrian Shift. And I believe that the beings from Aldebaran and the Pleiades and some of these, negative beings were misusing that technology. In fact, I know they were, just like the reptilians were hybridizing humans here on the planet uh, without our permission. Um, in the same way um, that happened 18 million years ago, they were going to entire planets and hybridizing humans in a type of dog species or whatever. I mean, some of it may have been naturally evolved as well, but um, there were definitely agendas and positions there that were not respectful of other life. So um, it's been a cause of, you know, big problems because the beings in the higher dimension incarnate into the lower worlds. The soul, when you ascend, say, I'm living on the sixth dimension on a mental world where I'm quite happy and quite amazing, a beautiful paradisical world. And, to evolve, I have to come down. If I want to evolve quicker, I come down and serve in a lower third dimensional world. And the object is to create a paradise in the third dimensional worlds, the same type of high frequency that can exist in the higher dimensions. And as the planet becomes more in harmony in the people, they actually become a celestialized sphere. And you would go to that world and you wouldn't see anybody on it because they are actually risen to another dimension. That's what's going to happen for the planet at some point. Not anytime soon. There's no new world coming for us to jump onto. I know some people that think that, but the new world is a new kingdom in the mind and the personal relationship with man to first to God and to the entire external aspect. The inside becomes as the outside, and we listen to the word of our own God presence without filter that upholds the various virtues of honesty, loyalty, faith, perseverance, courage, equanimity, continence, say perseverance, faith, loyalty, charity, trust, courage, equanimity. I probably forgot something. So these are the things we take with us, and this is what we should be striving for in our life. And as we achieve a super culture, as we move forward, see, we will have access to the Akashic records of who's been responsible and what's gone on. We'll know how the war started. This will be actually able to be downloaded in uh, with a technology that you can look at these Akashic records in other worlds. Are open, and they can go look at the Akashic records of their world and see what's happened. They can look at the Akashic records of other worlds, and so they can use this knowledge to understand things. And once we understand who is in control, we can put down the hot potato of all the old systems. And how long that's going to take, God knows. So I'm going to give you another part of the update here. So, um, with Kim Goguen about ready to get the funds out, and the quantum system with these logarithms trying to get the money out that we can get it out fairly. One of the first things that's going to happen through CARE, the Center for Amity, and the Center for Amity and Restoration of Earth, CARE. That system is going to have a whole bunch of areas and projects. And a lot of that's going to do with rebuilding the societal infrastructure, the dams, the rivers, and actually maybe we can free the dams and find better sources of water if we can stop polluting it and outlaw those systems of production that are polluting our earth and destroying life and extincting species. So I feel strongly the Confederation's with me now. So I'm just telling you some things that we're going to have to step up to. We have to end our wars. We have to responsibly stop killing each other. I mean, my God, the violence and the trauma, we have to start healing. We have to dismantle these cities of corruption, of class, of greed, of bigotry, of hatred, of fear, of judgment and separation. Rich, poor, man, woman, Hindu, Christian, Islam, I've said it 100 times. We have to recognize the unity of God within ourselves. So this is the key mission, and this is what's happening. Now, can that be force fed on humanity? No, it has to be learned. And the learning curve for humanity is going to come. And I'll tell you some things that are simply happening. I'm not emphasizing negativity. I'm not prognosticating doom and gloom. I am talking about uh, a couple things here that are simply facts, and we're going to have to face them. And maybe, there may be a way out of one of them. I don't know. I don't think so, from what I understand, but we'll see. I don't know the entire truth, but I do know the current present situation. And that current present situation is as predicted by Dr. Frank Stranges in 1972, when he told a scientist on the orders of Valiant Thor, look up in this area of space, what do you see? He said, oh, I see a hydrogen cloud. Sheldon Neidl, friend of mine, you are becoming a galactic human who was hit with a scalar wave weapon that unfortunately has dismantled his abilities, um, not his spirit. Talked about the photon belt, and Corey Good had mentioned it. That's some kind of cloud that affects people. Some people go crazy. Yeah, if you're under mind control and you have, negative thoughts, you're going to go crazy. And this is a radiation type of radiations that's interacting and with our sun. Alex Collier says our suns can become helium based. I don't know. I mean, maybe it is already. I don't know about that, but there are changes going on the electromagnetics of our solar system as we go through this solar cloud. It's going to take 120 years to traverse, and we've been in it for 24 years. So the Venusians have explained to me, as we move forward in the next 20 to 40 years, we're going to be going through the brunt or the thickest part of that cloud. And by 2060, things will start to improve in terms of the energetic radiation that's being that is turbocharging the normal solar flares. So God makes a fail safe so that nothing ever gets too far out of hand. So uh, the sun sends out frequencies, and it sends them out and goes, "How's it going down there?" And all the planets, it sends out what are called S waves. And the earth is out of harmony. All those portals and all those demons creating this. Now, God, in his wisdom, the sun sends out other frequencies and interactions that are going to cause changes upon the earth. What is the cause of these problems? The problems is humanity, a manipulated humanity, which really has never lost its sovereignty, has always been part and parcel in God, and has been responsible for apathy and allowing this condition to exist. And we haven't understood it. We didn't even know it was in charge. And now that we know it's in charge, it doesn't matter because we've already been through grace and the help of our super federation brothers who've watched over us and are suffering long enough have decided to come in and are dismantling the system on their own. There may be some elements within certain factions of the Earth's intelligence, military, uh, financial, art, science, education, you know, everywhere there is influence of positive nature uh, from our extraterrestrial brothers and sisters seeking to guide us into more sustainable, God sourced and right relationship um, virtues inculcated to create a more harmonious society in the world, and how to put these new systems based on these positive virtues of equanimity and equality and the honor to do no harm and to not kill any living thing and to all, how can we create these systems on the earth that people will willingly understand could be beneficial for them, because people are afraid of change. And with the challenges that we're going to be facing from this hydrogen cloud, it's going to be difficult. And this is why it's important that people, step into the light and push the darkness or ignorance out, and to research and to keep an open mind and to learn from multiple sources about what's really going on. And I'm going to share with you that, of course, we've not alone, never have been alone, never will be alone. And there are plans to reveal to us this fact so that we can calm down, stop our little petty arguing amongst each other, and realize that mom and dad threw 10 pieces of candy on the floor and all the materialist humans are fighting. And we're programmed to believe that that candy or money is the only thing that we need and want, or we're focused on materialism and trying to survive instead of we can scale back our needs and desires for things and build our society on agriculture, on healing, on education, on spiritual practice, and recreation. Let's replenish the earth. Let's turn the earth's militaries into plastic clearing, uh, plant heirloom quality, food production. Let's use the youth in like a work core of restoration of planet. Let's pay them well. Let's see that every company that is creating a product is not creating toxins or selling poisons. It's going to take out a lot of the food factories, going to have to shift around when that's understood. Is it going to happen in my lifetime? I'd like to believe it, but I don't think so. So we have that hydrogen cloud. Okay, so I've told you solar flares are being turbocharged. The reaction of the Earth and some of the Earth changes that are going to be taking place here are natural. This is not this end of the world. Don't go into doom and gloom. See this as a cleansing of the Earth and a recalibration of dark energies where we can go to these places and have parties, TP parties with fire circles and right relationship and you know sharing wisdom, new ways of teaching, incredibly uh talented music expressions, and we can start to flourish as a new society. You know, there's positions for in the media for people who really want to do research and to uh, do educational videos on what's really going on, either politically or to inspire people into new levels of study. I was talking about guilds. I'd like to see a building guild. I'd like to see all the world's builders create consortiums in their countries and establish certain rules and educational things. No one can build a house unless you've gone through that particular house that you're building, that technology. That technology should be exhibited and examined for safety and for non-toxic creation and creating um, new types of homes that can be done easier, quicker, with just as much elegance and beauty that can be completely off the grid. Imagine that. We start creating these beautiful homes. I've seen these homes that are being created in China for like a basic home is 25,000. By the time you get the thing in and out and landed, it's like 35 grand, but it's a home. It's everything. It's like, is it going to survive anything? I doubt it, but you can put a home in a beautiful location. Imagine we get little maglev trains coming to the areas. We take away the cars and the gasoline. This is going to happen eventually, ladies and gentlemen. The sooner we can get on board and start making it happen, the better. So the intention is for people to wake up and to start creating community groups, light centers. This entire town is a light center. And I can tell you, I think in 2026, there are going to be landings here and contacts being made with people in Sedona and other places around the earth where there's power places, especially in the United States, because the United States is uh, what they call the new Altea. It's kind of supposed to kind of lead the way in this. It's anyway, spiritually, there's other areas that are leading the way, and there's different challenges in different parts of the world. But water needs to be addressed, power needs to be addressed, education needs to be addressed. We need to not indoctrinate. We need to let the soul flourish. We need to take the best education systems and combine them. You have the Waldorf school, you have alternative schools. The Japanese, the kids take a nap. They're not tested until they're like 8 years old. So there's no competition or fear or pressure. You know what I mean? We got to take care of the children. We got to watch them flourish. It's amazing. They're going to come in with very little karma and a lot of soul recall. So, um, situation report, all systems go. Ground come in. Wait a minute. I'm going to give you, I watched a channeling of one guy years ago, and he was the real deal. And the extraterrestrials have worked through dreams and prophets and contactees uh, throughout the years to deliver a message, to present, before a time of catastrophe or something like that, to warn people and to not interfere, but to encourage mankind to be kind to one another and to do unto others. And one of the channeling guys, he was like, his eyes would roll back in his head. He wouldn't remember what was happening. But there's some high level people there: Fred Bell, Gabriel Green, Kim Hill, her mother, and me, Frank Chile, Michael Legion, a couple other people, and one girl in the back. And he's channeling like his eyes go back in his head. And um, I saw some channelings. I think channeling is kind of funny to me sometimes. I mean, there's some real ones, and then there's a lot of crazy ones out there. But um, I feel like I get more like telepathic information, and I make a decision, and it comes from me and my own awareness. But um, when they sound a different voice, it's kind of funny. So let me give you one of my favorites. Greetings, greetings. I come here, and it was really amazing because even though he was sounding kind of funny, his Adam's apple was going up and down because they put like a technology on him. And people are into channeling. Well, don't be afraid of an extraterrestrial. It's just a more accurate way of channeling, is really what it is. So, and there's no human drama around it. It's just information. And in this particular channeling session, there was a girl at the back. She's kind of quiet. She had an Asian look. I felt Chinese or I don't think Japanese, but or Middle Eastern or even I couldn't really tell. Maybe I won't say Polynesian, Indonesian is maybe, who knows. But he said he was giving some talks to talking to different people, and he said Solara. He said, and she kind of sat up. She was quiet. She wasn't interacting. She was just sitting there. And I kind of looked at her and smiled, and I kind of got the feeling I don't want to interact. You guys know each other. I'm just here. And so I said, "You were to." He goes. He goes. On the uh, uh, 2 weeks before the third anniversary of our last contact, you are to go to the second mountain, um, and you will be given papers to deliver it to the person. So this sounded to me like this woman, this is talking 81. In 1981, this woman was um, taking technological papers from extraterrestrials and giving them to certain members of the Earth's intelligence community, intelligentsia. And sometimes the information comes and it's not revealed as extraterrestrial. I know of one that was a guy was giving information on some finance, and the guy goes, "Who's this? Where's this coming from?" And you know, and finally a meeting was arranged, and then it was revealed to that person that the person they were meeting was an extraterrestrial. So they're following certain intelligent people in science, and they're guiding and supporting and trying to uh, help the Earth move forward on many, many different levels. So, number one, every little thing is going to be all right. We're in a powerful position now. The Earth is frequency. The negative systems are going down. Yes, don't there are still bad things happening and bad people doing things. My God took tack, and I look at some of that stuff, and one of the things I think that I like is the car accidents. That's just really slowed me down. When you look at all the tragedies with all the car cams now, kids should go through this education on TikTok to realize speeding and drunk driving and everything and showing off and the things that can happen um, when you're driving bad. So there's good sides and bad things of this technological culture, but we need to come back to the presence of ourself. Okay, so things are moving forward. You're going to hear about Ground Command. Research Kim Goguen, United Network News.earth. She's on YouTube. Rumble, I think everything is published in its entirety a week after her report. So, unfortunately, at this point, uh, even though she's in charge of the system, um, I think if she gives herself money, they'd go ballistic. So we're trying to take down the house of cards that controls the system, so that everyone who's in the process of getting the money to the people can understand there's a new, more equitable system to go forward, so that money can be given for positive things. People think about communism. That's not well. Christ was living in a communal or free association, and it could be a free association of people that each city could decide if they want to take advantage of the nationalized, let's say, um, food distribution system. Okay, so that's nationalized, and we would have these stores. Let's kind of call them like Costco, but there's no slave labor there. Everyone's getting paid a fair and decent wage, but we're bringing in massive quantity of good products if they're non-toxic. We don't want to be packaging them in plastic anymore. There's a lot of things that have to be repurposed. But the concept of Amazon is good. If one person wasn't getting billions of dollars, every person who has a company, your employees will own 51%. But I should earn it all. No, not really. They own the company, they work there. And I personally don't think the janitor should be paid more than the CEO. Everyone's time is valuable. You haven't walked a mile in your friend's moccasins, you don't know what they've gone through in their life. And everyone should be treated with full honor and respect. So there's some changes that coming. Socialism. Oh, well, that's giving people things for free. Well, we gave tax credits to all the corporations that are killing us for free. Hello, we can build better schools for free and the projects. We can rebuild those cities into beautiful parks. Let the creativity, let people live where they want to live. We could take down the borders because every country in the world will have an emergency system that's second to none. We got to bring the third world up to the second world. We're the first world or 1.0. Let's build 2.0 in the countries that are haven't built up such a behemoth of an infrastructure. Let's support them and the food. Let's give them all the technology they need to create farms and to harvest food in exchange for their food. I mean, we can share and barter throughout the planet. So you have that world trust. You don't need a Supreme Court elected to make decisions, 12 people, all corrupt. You know, we have to instill the principles of justice, and certain things have to change. And that will take place, I think, as we move forward. And the final little warning that I'm giving here, and it's a heads up, it's not doom and gloom again, is an asteroid is coming between the Earth and the Moon in 2029. Yea and lo, call me a prophet. Neil deGrasse talking about it. It's called Apophos. And what will happen is that is going to be a big chunk of iron that will probably get very, very hot. And it's going to create a huge tidal surge when it's in front of the moon. I don't know how long that's going to last or how many orbits or rotations, or is it coming through on a one time? I don't have a clue. But that will cause changes. Not everywhere all at once. It will not cause an axial flip. It may cause earthquakes and some changes, and they're happening all the time. Please look at creativesociety.com to understand and look that over. It's a lot of information for you that talks about the earth changes taking place, not only from the solar cloud, but from, let's call it the telluric shift or the magma within the earth moving around. So, God protect us all. God bless you all. And I'm going to have to break this up into 4 sections. So he'll just put section 1, section 2, section 3, section 4, section 3 potato more. All right, folks, thepromiserevealed.net. Check it out. Summer conference coming up. I think this video maybe get 2 hits, but so check it out. And keep an eye on me. I'll probably be announcing a journey to Rishikesh. I'm trying to get to Bolivia as well. I don't know if all that's going to work out. I'm just trying to get through the conference for now. So I'm going to thank you all for tuning in. Say yea and lo unto thee. God bless thee. And keep your eyes on the open sky. As Jackson Brown said, you never know what may be coming down. Sorry, I'm on a singing mood today. But victory to the light. Research Kim Goguen, the Global Restoration Plan, care and restoration, and the new earth is up to us. We're rising from a phoenix. And goodbye. Yea, I keep saying it, yea and lo unto thee.